Tom MacDonald is a millennial rapper who talks like a boomer. He recently made this super cringy TikTok where he tries to criticize the younger generation.
Yeah, it's basically like an old man yells at cloud situation.
Who's laughing now?
Which is kind of hilarious because he's 34, which I want to note is the same age as me, like very close, same generation. And it's just weird hearing him talk like this really old man.
It's the middle of millennial range. We actually got this idea from Jarvis Johnson, who covered this same thing. We were watching it and oh my god, we have to make a video on this. We have to talk about this.
Shout out to Jarvis Johnson for the idea.
Yeah.
My generation got our driver's license at 14, had a job at 16, and moved out at 17. Your generation is still trying to define what a woman is and living in your parents' basement until you're 35.
So, where are you getting a license at 14, first of all?
Yeah, please tell us, clarify this.
Here it's 16 and...
In Ukraine, you can learn to do it, but you won't get a license until 18.
Had a job at 16 and moved out at 17.
Yeah. Moving out before you finish high school, or people used to not finish high school?
Yeah, I guess I did have a job around 16, sure. And I moved out at 18, to be fair, but that's not because I was like a productive member of society. No. I moved out at 18 because I was poor and had nowhere to live.
Oh my god.
Me and my mom we got evicted and I was like, you know what? I'm 18, so I guess I should just find my own place.
Your generation is still trying to define what a woman is.
Bro, it's just a discussion. Some people are getting into the thought process of what is a man and what is a woman, and is that not interesting? I think that's interesting.
About time.
Also,
living in your parents' basement until you're 35.
If you're 34, how are the younger generation living in their parents' basement until they're 35? They haven't even come close to cracking that age yet. They're not even sniffing the door.
I know, I'm so confused about this. Having a job at 16, it's okay. Like, I also had jobs when I was a teenager. But is that a generational thing?
Also,
is that not like, I'm poor?
Do teenagers not have jobs now?
Yeah.
My generation grew up on uncensored everything. Your generation censors everything.
That's a load of shit. That's just a complete load of crap. Growing up, there was way more censorship. You could not say fuck on TV, and now it's like all over the shop. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? I remember growing up, and you get the porno magazines with the blurred out titties and stuff. You know, they'd have like sometimes the little black spot that someone has physically gone through and put like a little black spot over all the naughty bits. How is shit more censored now?
But also, internet.
Yeah.
Seriously? You can say whatever you want to say now. That's a confusing statement.
I think he's talking about the whole idea of getting cancelled, and it's like, but nobody actually gets cancelled. People just talk about it. You know, the only examples you could think of people who actually got cancelled are realistically people who just like, you know, went to jail or did some really messy shit.
Yeah, they should be in jail.
Yeah, or, you know, excommunicated from society. I don't know, whatever, you know. Anyway.
My generation shot guns, rode dirt bikes, and went camping for fun. Your generation stares at your phone all day and dances on the internet in your sister's underwear.
Excuse me? The fuck was I during all of this?
Guns, rode dirt bikes, went camping.
That sounds like a very specific to your area kind of thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
do people not do that now?
I wasn't shooting guns.
Camping?
I wasn't riding dirt bikes. I guess I did camp a few times, but not for fun. Camping sucks. I camped because I wanted to find surf spots. We had to camp nearby because there was nowhere else to be.
I mean, I did go camping and hiking.
Sure, but that's not a generational thing.
That's not a generational thing at all.
Some people just camp.
It's a specific hobby.
And what was the other thing he said here?
Your generation stares at your phone all day and dances on the internet in your sister's underwear.
He's making a TikTok saying that younger generation like stares on their phones, watching like...
All you stupid kids on your TikToks? The fuck?
Come on.
Okay.
My generation knew how to make decisions. Important ones. Your generation can't even decide which bathroom to use.
Oh my god, that is such a generational thing. We learn to make decisions, important decisions, because that's just something one generation does.
The fuck
like
is
that
this
has
man
never
talking
happened
about?
before, and it's not gonna happen again.
Look, my guy, if you're a 34-year-old rapper complaining about kids on TikTok, maybe your decision making hasn't been the most sound. You talk about making important decisions, but I don't know if I like the choices you came up with.
It is so interesting. He's in his 30s. But it's not just that he's talking like he's 50 or older. He's also talking about very, very specific things.
Yeah.
But
Some of them
talking
aren't
about
even
generation.
Yeah.
You can choose a bathroom? What did he say?
Your generation can't even decide which bathroom to use.
I don't think anyone's really that confused about it. The majority of people just go to the fucking bathroom, like,
Yeah.
my guy.
What are you trying to say, Tom?
My generation wants the truth and the facts, no matter how uncomfortable they are. Your generation is so offended that the truth and the facts don't support whatever outlandish bull is floating around in your imagination that you've started labeling everything that you don't agree with as misinformation.
Wow. That was a rant from a person who like takes hard facts and truth and is not swayed by whatever people say. That was absolutely that.
Yeah, that was definitely a great representation of your point, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? The older generations were more inclined to believe anecdotal evidence, not actual facts. This is ridiculous fucking bullshit. The hard truths. Our generation didn't want to admit that gays were normal. Our generation still thinks that autism is connected to vaccines. Get it together, my guy.
And also our generation. You're the part of the generation you're talking about.
Well, not entirely. I'm assuming he's talking Gen Zs versus millennial, but it's like, bro, we were kids like 10 years ago. Calm down.
Yes.
You know,
Considering how he talks, like we can't say for sure who he talks about. Is it just Gen Z or Gen Z and millennials?
My generation wants the truth and the facts, no matter how uncomfortable they are.
Look, he kind of gives me an impression of like a young teenager trying to pretend like they're an old man, but he's actually right in the middle.
I'm an adult now.
Yeah. Hey, my dude, were you just waiting for your opportunity to be an old man to yell at kids? Fucking why? Just do your shit, man. Who cares? Like, I think some dudes are just mad because it's like some of the shit they say is not really okay. They don't want to be called out for it.
Yeah, and people tend to speak up. So I guess that's what he means by saying offended and...
Yeah.
My generation has two genders. Your generation has 89,347. And counting.
Wow, that is a good joke.
Yeah.
Solid.
The whole gender thing is not new, it's just more publicly known. Pretty sure people have been having gender identity issues for a long time. They just didn't want to fucking talk about it because, you know, prejudice, hatred, they don't want to get, you know, shunned or murdered.
Or they were shut down.
Yeah, or they did speak about it back in the day and they
Yeah.
weren't totally shut down.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or get sent to an asylum.
Again, it's the same idea as being on the spectrum as a new thing that rose up in recent generations. No, it's fucking not. We just didn't know how to recognize it until recent times. And by recent, I mean the last like 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not even that recent. Come on.
Absolute load of shit.
That's what I'm thinking when I'm saying maybe he's not just talking about Gen Z, because like he's talking about his generation.
I think he just thinks he's older than he is.
Yeah.
Or wiser than he
Yes.
is, you know?
Yeah. He might not think of it as in actual years and numbers.
Breaking my brain.
My generation judges people on whether or not they're an asshole. Your generation judges people on race, weight, religion, sex, gender, financial standing, something that they tweeted 20 years ago in grade 8 when they were drunk for the first time.
This is pretty confusing because it's like the opposite of that. Younger generations are apparently more accepting, which makes more sense because more things are out in the open in more places. Yay for that. The generation that I'm from, exact same as Tom McDonald, mid-fucking millennial or whatever, we didn't judge people on whether they were assholes or not. We judged them on all the other stuff. The race stuff, the gender stuff, the weight stuff, all of that stuff. That's exactly the kind of guy this is right fucking now.
I like how he just said his previous point was...
My generation has two genders. Your generation has 89,000.
And after that, he says that...
My generation judges people on whether or not they're an asshole.
What was that before then?
Yeah, he's literally contradicting himself in his own video.
And not even like in the beginning and in the end. It's like the previous point.
Yeah, it's not too far
How
off.
can you say those two things together and not see the issue?
Absolutely insane.
Your generation cancels everything you don't agree with. My generation doesn't give a about the things we don't agree with. Beat it, loser.
That is The most hilarious statement. Dude, you made a whole video about what you don't agree with. You talk about this whole cancel culture thing, like it's somehow different for younger versus older people. Like, large sections of people in general just get pissed off at each other and feel like they need to make it known that they're right and the other people are wrong, and that's all you're doing here.
Is that a generational thing?
Not at all.
Be pissed off at something?
Nah.
But also, some people do deserve this.
Yeah, well, sure. I mean, but that's not so much canceling for bad opinions.
That's not what he's
that's not what we're
trying
talking
to
about.
say. Yeah. He's trying to say that like people are snowflakes, just get offended at anything.
I love the optics of saying how much you don't care while making this video. It's just the ultimate like, oh, fuck you, man. I don't care what you think. I don't care at all. I'm not bothered. Okay.
Oh, you can really see it on his face.
I believe you.
When you get past all the tattoos,
yeah.
all of the good choices he made.
Whew. Okay.
My generation fights for the right to party.
When he said my generation, I almost sang. You good?
That was so cringe. Oh my god.
When he said my generation, what was how does it go? Fights for the right?
You gotta fight for your right to party. That song was a joke. They were trying to make fun of the people who said shit like that.
And the band members said it.
Yeah.
Like it's not a speculation.
It's fucking hilarious. And yeah, it's a super old song. It's just ridiculous.
Older
and quite
than
frankly, you can't in any way reference that song without intending to be cringe. Because it's gonna be cringe. You try and take it seriously in any way, you messed up.
Remember, he doesn't really take things seriously. Like he doesn't fuck what people think.
That's
and
right.
if somebody disagrees with
That's right.
him.
He's showing us all right now exactly how to not give a fuck.
Doesn't care at all.
Okay.
Making sure that you know that he doesn't care.
Your generation doesn't fight, doesn't like having rights, and doesn't like to party. What the is wrong with you guys?
Come again?
Excuse me? I thought the whole thing you were pissed about is the fact that the younger generation cares about having rights.
Your generation doesn't fight for your rights?
What?
Like, he seriously said it. I was after the singing.
I love how much of this is just completely made up in his head. You know, he didn't check any references. It was just like, man, me and my friends back in the day. You're a fucking fantastic example of everything that was going on at our time of growing up in the, late 90s, early 2000s? Come on, my guy.
Yeah, because all the pride marches all over the world fighting for equal pay and representation not happening in his world.
And literally one of the things he's pissed about right now is the LGBTQ plus community fighting for their rights. You can't have it both ways, dude.
My generation is going to be able to handle the new music video that I'm dropping on Friday. Your generation is going to have a fucking meltdown.
Yeah, okay. And that whole thing is just an ad for his new music video, which don't listen to. That's my personal recommendation. Please don't go listen to it. You don't want him to get those extra plays and ad revenue, right? What the hell, bro? That was some of the most disgusting promotion for any kind of media or content. I know it's a music video, but what were you thinking when you did this? Did you honestly think that you would come off as cool because you look like a fucking idiot?
And I mean, I guess he was wrong because we are his generation and we're not handling it. He said my generation will be able to handle it.
Yeah, I don't want to handle it. And also, I love the way he says that it's this fucking crazy, ridiculous thing. It's so shocking and extreme.
Yeah.
Bro, admittedly, I just said I wasn't going to watch it. Maybe I can't assume that it's going to be boring as fuck, but I'm assuming that it's going to be boring as fuck.
He does feel like a teenager wanting to be an adult.
Oh, absolutely. And, if you're aware of that and trying to grow, that's one thing. But if you think that you're growing up because you hit your fucking 30s, ooh, no.
Right. You're wrong. You need to learn how to live. Get it together.
You can absolutely still be a goddamn child at 30, 40, 50, 60. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Part of growth is intentional. So that was Tom McDonald. Crazy guy.
Hilarious.
If you liked our take on this video and you want to see more of it, we recently covered another interesting middle-aged white guy, Matt Walsh, and you can check out that video here. But until next time, I don't know, like and
Leave a comment.
Yeah.